Have you ever heard the term keg alcohol and wondered what it meant? Well, it's a bit of a misnomer. Keg isn't a type of alcohol, it's the container. The beverage inside is almost always beer. So, when we talk about a keg, we're really talking about a specific way to store and serve beer that's been made through the traditional brewing process. Let's walk through how that beer is made, from grain to glass, before it ever reaches the keg. The journey begins with mashing. Crushed malted barley is mixed with hot water in a large vessel called a mash tun. Think of it like making a giant pot of tea. This hot water activates enzymes in the malt that break down the starches into fermentable sugars. The next step is sparging. Here, more hot water is gently sprayed over the grain bed to rinse all of the sweet, sugar-rich liquid from the spent grains. This liquid is now called wort. The wort then moves to the boiling stage. It's transferred to a large kettle and boiled vigorously, usually for about 90 minutes. This process sterilizes the wort and helps to concentrate the sugars. It's also during the boil that hops are added. Hops are the little green flowers that give beer its characteristic bitterness, flavor, and aroma. After the boil, the hot wort must be cooled, and it must be cooled rapidly. It's passed through a heat exchanger to bring it down to a temperature that is just right for the yeast, typically between 18 and 22 degrees Celsius, or about 65 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. This brings us to the most magical part of the process: fermentation. The cooled wort is moved into a fermentation tank, and yeast is added. Over the next several days or weeks, the yeast gets to work, feasting on the sugars in the wort. As it eats, it produces two main byproducts: ethyl alcohol, that's our beer's alcohol, and carbon dioxide. Once fermentation is complete, the beer enters a conditioning and carbonation phase. Here, it's allowed to mature and develop its full flavor. For keg beer, carbonation is typically achieved by force carbonating. This means carbon dioxide, or a mix of carbon dioxide and nitrogen, is directly injected into the beer under pressure. This results in a consistently fizzy product with a longer shelf life compared to traditional, naturally carbonated cask ales. Now our beer is ready, but how does it get into the keg? First, sanitization. Empty kegs are thoroughly cleaned and sterilized. Any residue or bacteria would ruin the fresh beer. Next, filling. The beer is transferred into the keg using a counterpressure system. The keg is first purged with carbon dioxide to remove any oxygen, and then the beer is pushed in. This is crucial because oxygen is the enemy of fresh beer. It causes spoilage and staleness. In larger, automated breweries, you might even see kegs being filled upside down to ensure perfect volume accuracy. Finally, sealing. The keg is sealed shut, and a special valve system is fitted. This valve is what will later connect to the tap and the gas line at a bar or party, allowing the pressurized beer to be dispensed smoothly. So, the final product in that stainless steel container is simply beer. It's the same beer that could be bottled or canned, but is stored in a robust pressurized vessel, ready to be delivered to bars, restaurants, or even your home, to be served cold and enjoyed.